Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Next Goal Wins. In an era where Leicester are getting linked with Jurgen Klopp, let's talk about the ambition of our club. So yeah, like I said, today we're going to be talking about Leicester City, our club, and the ambition that I think the owners have got when we're linked with people like Hiddink and Klopp. Let's start off by talking about that Klopp rumour then. Yes, the odds have fallen on Jurgen Klopp after he said that he'd welcome a call from any Premier League team to manage in England, which obviously sparked massive rumours all over Leicester City fan websites and local papers, the Mercury reporting that Klopp could be in line for Leicester. Obviously, it's very unlikely still that Klopp will be coming, but to even have his name mentioned next to our club is something I think we should be proud of in a way, that it could happen, that Jurgen Klopp, a manager who led Dortmund to a Champions League final a few seasons ago, could want us as a club to manage. I mean, the ambition, like I'm talking about in this video, we've got a lot of money, we're an up-and-coming club, we've got good owners, you'd hope, and Klopp's a man who likes to stay at teams for a while. He was at Dortmund for 7 years, he was at Mainz for 7 years, so you'd hope to get him there and build on what we already have. With Klopp, I can't see it happening, despite the odds tumbling, and as much as I'd love it, I can't see him taking a Leicester job. I mean, it'd be great to even approach him, but I couldn't see him taking him. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does pick us, because it would be amazing to have Jurgen Klopp as a manager of Leicester City Football Club. To think we had managers like Craig Levein and Ian Holloway, and we'd have Jurgen Klopp's just bamboozling, really. But yeah, he's had a really good ratio. Everyone knows about his days at Dortmund, about 48% win ratio at Mainz got him that job. He was at Mainz for 7 years. That was after he was a player at Mainz, played a lot of games for Mainz, over 400 appearances, then went on to be manager for 7 years, 270 games managed. Good win ratio there, really, of Mainz. He did well. He got Mainz to a position where Leicester really want to be, as that mid-table top division team, and Bundesliga in that respect, and then here at Leicester it'll be the Premier League. But obviously, yeah, did well at Mainz, secured them as a team like that, and then went on to Dortmund, got the Dortmund job. Dortmund had been kind of in the abyss for a few seasons, and the season before had finished 13th, which led to Klopp getting hired. He managed to lead them up to 6th, and then we all know pushed on to 3rd, 4th, 2nd, then won the league twice, Champions League finalist, became one of the most sought-after managers in world football. And all really down to his flamboyant personality and style of play. I mean, he seemed like one of the players on the sideline, or one of the fans even. He felt it as Dortmund, and Dortmund became a love image for a lot of people. But even though they didn't know a lot of Dortmund players and stuff, they'd support Dortmund just because of Klopp, because of the energy he'd do, and the fans would get behind him. It was just an amazing atmosphere, and always is at Dortmund in that Klopp era. Obviously, like I said, it would be an amazing manager. There's no point kidding ourselves and saying it wouldn't. It would be an unbelievable manager to have at Leicester City, and he is someone who definitely would lead the club forward. There's no doubt about that. Yes, I can't see it being Klopp though. Like I said, as much as I'd like it to be, obviously the odds are shortening on certain people. O'Neill went down to 3-1. O'Neill's one I grew up. I'm 19 years of age, and when I was growing up, he was the manager. I mean, he was the god, everyone would look up to, and you know, they say never meet your heroes, it's also never bring back your heroes. If we brought back O'Neill, would it be the same? He's aged now, he's been away from Premier League football for a while, would he still have that nous and knowledge of Premier League football to lead us forward? Yes, of course, there'd be a massive emotional connection there with Leicester, and the fans would be 100% behind O'Neill, but would he be able to recapture what he did at Leicester the first time, where he was a surprise on a low budget? This time it'd be a massive budget he'd be coming in on, so it'd be interesting to see. As well as O'Neill, Neil Lennon's still getting linked with a job. His odds are down, second favourite wherever you look. Lennon, you know, I'm starting to grow on the idea of Lennon just because of the passion I think he'd have for the job, that he wants to prove himself, but we know that doesn't always work itself out. You look at Solskjaer, who wanted to prove himself at Cardiff from Molde and was poor and got relegated. It doesn't always work out, but just because managers want to prove himself at a top level, but they'll actually be successful. Despite that, I think Lennon could come in. I mean, he had a good win ratio at Celtic. Like I've said before, I mean, you win a lot of games as Celtic manager, whoever the manager is. But at Bolton, he's done all right as well. And for the fans to not want him to move from Bolton must show that he's a manager who they hold in high regards. So I'm not sure it would be a disaster at Leicester for him. Hiddink, everyone keeps saying, yes, no, we don't want him, we do want him. Who knows? It looks like it's kind of the odds have fallen off him. Is he stalling? Has he said no? Who knows what? But on the manager front, the Mercury today are reporting that no matter what it is, the owners want a big name to succeed, which looks like Lennon could be out of the picture for that. But they say they want someone with international pedigree, but there aren't really many people in that picture, apart from Klopp and Hiddink, who got international pedigree. So I think they'd have to be their top 2 targets. But like I said, it would just be an amazement to see Jurgen Klopp at Leicester City. And this brings me into my main point of this, that the owner's ambition for the club. We've heard multiple times the owners say they want top 4, they want European football, they want a stadium expansion, they want to be one of the biggest clubs in the Premier League, which is brilliant. I mean, Man City have done it. Man City have become one of the biggest global manufacturers in the world, one of the biggest stadiums, despite not selling it out always, in the Premier League. They've got massive investments, some of the best players in the world, in Europe season after season, so it can work. But we don't want to go down that path of spend a complete overhaul and maybe go the wrong way and go down. But it's one of those, in the balance, you're not really sure what's going to happen. But I am happy as a Leicester fan to see this ambition. I don't think we can gripe or groan about ambition from a club. I'd rather we were spending this money on people that are exciting for me to watch as a fan than to not spend the money and save it and just keep the money for no reason. Football has to grow, and we have to invest, which is why I'm talking about the ambition of a club, because to even, like I say, be linked with Jurgen Klopp as manager shows that the owners must have massive ambitions for these clubs, because rumours don't come from nowhere, and Hiddink obviously has been approached by Leicester, and for the owners to have approached Hiddink even as Leicester City manager, a man who's managed Real Madrid, Valencia, the Netherlands job, massive profile jobs, to come to Leicester. It's like Cambiasso last season. It just shows the kind of pulling power they can have as owners, really, which is important to the club, and the money they can offer, the things they can do for the stadium, everything that could happen under the owners just shows that the ambition of the club is going in the right way. Like I say about Pearson, it's been a few days, weeks since Pearson left now, and we can't keep going on about Nigel because he's not there anymore. I mean, yes, he could have had the best interest of the club at heart, and he probably shared the ambition of wanting to get the club to that top 10-5 status, but the owners are important to stay there because they really should have the ambition to make this club what they want. At the end of the day, they're successful businessmen, and to be a successful businessman in the Premier League, you need to stay in the Premier League and finish high in the Premier League. A top half finish in the Premier League makes you a successful businessman abroad, and they want someone who can make the club ambitious in not just finishing a good league position, but winning trophies. I mean, winning cups, big across the world as a global marketing source as well, which is important now in modern football. As bad as that sounds, it is important to have the Leicester City badge, for that crest to be shown all over the world. I mean, we know that in Bangkok Airport there's a Leicester City shop, famously, and that will help the club image grow and players want to join us. And even getting Hiddink in, I think, will help us bring in players. So it's great to see the ambition of the club is moving forward from the days of a few years ago where we were a selling club, famously under O'Neill. We were a selling club that we'd get these talents like Heskey and then sell them. Yes, we had that golden generation, but if a big bid came in, the owners and the chairman at the time of O'Neill would sell them. And if O'Neill does come back in now, it won't be that kind of image of a club anymore. And if Klopp comes in, it certainly won't. It'll be a buying club massively. I'm sure he'll get a massive kitty. Like I say, all of us Leicester fans want Klopp to be approached because it's the dream to have a world-class manager at the helm of this team. I mean, the possibilities are endless for where we could end up, and it's just that exciting period where you think, what if Jurgen Klopp did take the Leicester job? What if Leicester did become a top 4 team? My team, who were only in Europe from winning the Worthington Cup, the best days of Leicester City fans' life when we were in that against Atletico Madrid and Red Star Belgrade. Could we get back to those days? It's something we dream of, and we have to share that dream, as the owners have to share that dream, and as a club, the whole of us have to share that dream of pushing forward and have massive ambition for what we want to do moving forward. We are a Premier League team. We have to stay in the Premier League, and the only way we can do that is by having a massive ambition of staying higher in the Premier League than just survival. That's all for this video on Next Goal Wins. This video is also on First for LCFC. I'm doing videos for them as well, so don't forget to look on their website and on all their social media outlets. Please like, subscribe and comment on all of my videos. Please like and follow them on all their social media outlets. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Take them both like my flu shot broke. I need to give and take to keep me out of that moat. My head above water, thoughts of those